All right. Microphone.
Hello, friends. All right. 3, 2. What's up, everyone? Trey Lyle, Steven Stumpf, Frontstretch.com with a post-race conversation after last night. I thought we weren't going to get a wild finish, and then the Xfinity Series said, hold my beer. We'll get to the winner at the end because he is nowhere close to the top story of this race. Ultimately, the top story is the incident on the last two restarts really, between Taylor Gray and Sammy Smith. It starts out with second to last restart, Sammy Smith moves Taylor Gray out of the way, then a caution. Then the final restart, Sammy Smith, the leader, gets moved by Taylor Gray. Sammy Smith on the final corner dives in, takes out Taylor Gray, leads to a mayhem wreck. Ultimately, what's your take? It seemed that we've crossed a line tonight, and at the center of it is those two drivers.
You mentioned the last couple of restarts, but honestly, I think it's just the entire final stage. If you go through it, there was maybe 12 cautions in the final 120 laps. It seemed like I don't know if those drivers driving over their heads, being too aggressive, but it seemed like there was just poor decision after poor decision that led to a lot of torn up race cars. And obviously, we saw what happened with the finish today. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of Martinsville 2022 when Ty Gibbs dumped Brandon Jones. The two of them, there was a bunch of restarts before, and they were just constantly bumping each other out of the way, going at it. And that's basically what happened with one of them getting dumped too. I don't really know what to say, but I think the one takeaway from this finish and what we saw is that this shouldn't be what a Martinsville race is. There's aggression, there's going to be wrecks, but it's like it shouldn't be that throw caution to the wind and just wreck the whole field. And I guess a thing I noticed is that there's a lot of drivers post-race that either were in wrecks or weren't in wrecks. They just said it, that's part of it or that's the way it is now. And it's like it is the way it is now. But how do you change that? And that's the question that I really get into.
Yeah, Austin Hill at his post-race press conference. And speaking of Austin Hill, you saw him walk behind us here while Steven was giving a great answer. I didn't want to interrupt it, but he's our winner tonight. And we'll get to him in a second because I want to ask you a unique question about Austin Hill, Steven. But you got to talk to Justin Allgaier. I talked to Sammy Smith, and he was kind of like, I didn't want to do it, but I felt like I had to do it. He would do it to me. He gave him certain gestures during the red flag, and he felt like he was due for one. I got to talk to Dean Thompson about this. And Jeff Burton and Harrison Burton about this. They all were like, Harrison talked about you don't see this in the Cup Series because you have a Kevin Harvick-like figure to correct them, and there's other things like that. It felt like there was a lot of frustration. I know just Allgaier came into focus about that, but where do we go from here? Because it felt like seeing this again and again and again, and the question I kept asking was, all right, this aggression level keeps escalating. Because tonight, and throughout this entire race, instead of the third stage where we've seen it, it was all night. It was from the drop of the green flag. And ultimately, you don't know where to go from here, but how big of an issue is this?
I mean, it's big, and I think it's something that's been building and building in this series over time. And I don't know if this is the worst race I've seen in terms of, the lack of respect between drivers. I was at that 2023 Phoenix truck race, but that race for that series was rock bottom. I don't know if this is rock bottom, or if it is, we're getting very close to finding out what rock bottom is. And and if you look at the truck series, they've really cleaned up their act since 2024. I don't really know what happened. I don't know who got in their ear, if it's just a coincidence. But I think Allgaier mentioned that this didn't happen 20 years ago, and I think part of that is the fact that the cars are so durable, they can take more hits, and it's like, well, if everyone's going to do this now, then why am I just going to get run over? And that's also what Sammy Smith used to justify the move he did on Taylor Gray. I think also just comes from the fact that a lot of drivers nowadays they haven't been working on cars. They don't go into building them, and I think when you build cars and so on, you see how much work goes into it, you see how much money goes into it, and I think guys in the past would have been much more careful conserving their equipment, because of that, and not being as reckless as I don't know where to go. I mean, if you saw Dale Jr., Denny Hamlin, Jeff Burton, Mark Martin, pretty much every single notable figure online that you can think of in NASCAR, they were all had secondhand embarrassment from what happened tonight. I wish I could give an answer of, what should happen next. I mean, maybe there's penalties, but again, that's going to be ball and strikes. That may cause more harm than good, just controversy. But it's like, as I posted, shortly after the race, something has to change. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I agree with you, Steven. That's a really good point by you. It just felt like, and this was someone who really didn't get to see the finish, just because where I was positioned on the track, our job here. And I just saw Austin Hill win, and we'll get to Austin Hill in a second. And I think he brought up a lot of great points in his post-game press conference. One, fun, Sheldon Creed finished his second again. He shouted to him, great tweet. He said, "The King does it again." That was his tweet about tonight. Shout out to him. But he mentioned how him and Austin Hill or Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed are buddies now. They get beer. But it felt like tonight with Austin Hill, and we can finish with him, the track gave him one back. He had a win here a few years ago, and then he gets in that incident with his teammate, and he gets one back today. So credit to him, and he's having a really good season so far. RCR this is kind of going to be under the radar. RCR gets a 100th career win in the Xfinity Series, but ultimately for Austin Hill, he was right place, right time, and the track gives him one back.
You're right that it does feel like the track gave one back to Austin Hill. This is his first, if you remember, it was that 2023 playoff race where he and Sheldon Creed were battling side by side. Hill got spun. There was a big one behind them. He missed the championship four. Justin Allgaier went on to win. And coincidentally, it was Justin Allgaier finished third this race, but it was through the chaos, Hill kind of slightly moved him up the track a little bit, and he went from the seas parted. He went from like 7th to 1st. But also, Hill also, was apologetic tonight. When he was asked about, the driving, he wasn't the cleanest himself. He also just, felt bad, about, getting into the back of Eckes, which got into, which wrecked Popple and his teammate Jesse Love, and that, ended Love's race when he was having a great run. So, again, just it's a pretty weird race. I don't know if I've ever, had experienced a race like this, aside from Phoenix, that one truck race. That's just, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It's just one of those races where there's so much to say, but so little to, confidence to say.
Yeah, definitely. As someone who's been here a couple of times, this is not the first time seeing the Frontstretch completely destroyed after a lot of repairs having been done by NASCAR. I believe it was years ago where NASCAR had to go to Walmart and get a bunch of ties to clean up the front of the track because there was so much oil laid down. But ultimately, Austin Hill gets it done. Nice win from him. Tomorrow we have the Cup Series race. We had a lot of great quotes from drivers today, so check out the Frontstretch YouTube page for that. But we'll have our big post-race conversation tomorrow. I believe I'll be on it. Kyle Benjamin, I believe, will be on it as well. I don't know who will be co-hosting with him as I'm here at the track. But Steven's got a great article about to come out from Frontstretch.com, so check that out about the Calamity tonight. But for Steven_Stumpf, I'm Trey Lyle, at Trey Lyle VT. Thanks so much. Signing off for now. And so much for the chaos here at the Paperclip. Boogity.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code FRONTSTRETCH to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay, stay rewarded.
Steven Stumpf of Frontstretch.com here. Come back for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.